Welcome back folks to another in the series aimed at beginners botany, where today we look at another episode in our 50 Flowers in 50 Days series. The plant that we are looking at today in this hot July summer of 2025 is a plant in the family Asteraceae, or the Dasiy family. The name of this plant, with a hint of classical mythology, is known as Yarrow Achillea millefolium. This fragrant grassland plant announces its presence in umbells of daisy-like florets, which are whitish to pinkish tinged in colour. This fragrant grassland plant announces its presence in flattish umbels of white to pinkish tinged daisy-like florets. This generous plant, with its shallow flower tubes and surface nectar, make available its bounty to a wide range of pollinators, including the short-tongued insects. Close examination of the flower head reveals the plant to be typically of the family Asteraceae, with 5 outer female ray florets and a conglomeration or composite of about 20 disc florets towards the centre of the plant, yellowish in colour. The characteristics of the flower family and the leaf form quickly sets it apart from the umbels. The bracts are notably dark-edged around the heads and scale-like between the florets. The dark green leaves have a distinct fern-like appearance, which spiral up the stem and are 3 times pinnated. The leaves themselves, when crushed, have a distinctive fragrance. Yarrow is known by a number of common vernacular names, none the least yarrow itself, milfoil due to the finely divided leaves, angel flower, arrowroot, bloodwort and camel. Yarrow has its name in Anglo-Saxon roots and various evolutions from the Middle English known as Yarwe to the Old English known as Gerwe, and the derivation from the Germanic Garwo. The Latin binomial carries an interesting tale, with the prefix Achillea derived from the mythical Greek character Achilles, who reportedly carried it with his army to treat battle wounds. The suffix millefolium pertains to the numerous finely cut leaves. Here we see Achilles in action, treating his best mate Patroclus from an injury from an arrow. Sadly, even the most infamous of gods and warriors are subject to mortality. Here we see the infant Achilles being dipped in the river Styx by his mother Thetis to bestow magical protection to him. Sadly, Achilles succumbed to a wound to the only part of his body that the water had not touched, and where his mother held him, his heel, and hence the term Achilles' heel. Yarrow is a perennial plant of grassland in such habitat as allows on most soils, namely farmland, grassland, lawns, meadows, roadsides and wasteland. The height of the plant is very much dependent on whether the plant is cut or grazed, and in the following clips we give 2 indicative of habitats. Greetings folks, today we're just looking at a second little clip of the habitat which we find the plant Yarrow or Achilles millefolium in. And in the first clip we looked at a stand of yarrow which was located in a well-walked verge where the plant was reaching its height of in and around 60 centimetres. So today we've actually come to an urban park where, as you can see from behind me, the grass is well mown, and we have found in front of us and indeed behind me various low stands of yarrow. Normally the plant is between 8 centimetres and 65, but because we're in well cut and mown grassland, these little specimens are approximately 10 to 12 centimetres high and contain all of the characteristics that we're now going to look at in the video that follows. So we'll just do a quick panorama of the habitat that we found these stands of yarrow in. An interesting little plant, the Latin name Achilles millefolium, deriving from Achilles, who is thought to have carried yarrow in his inverted commas first aid pouch, and millefolium from the very finely divided leaves, which are twice or three times pinnated and almost fern-like. Hi folks, we're going to have a quick look in the field at the plant of today, which is yarrow or Achilles millefolium. We've looked at this plant before in another variation of the grassland habitat, where we've seen a bigger stand of the plant on a wayside verge which was uncut. Today we've come to an urban park to look at the flower in more detail. So let's do a very quick overview of the plant from stem to stern. Basically, we have a taproot at the base of the plant and a stem which is downy. As we move up the stem, we have our first sight of the leaves, which are pinnately divided, twice to three times pinnately divided, basically meaning that the leaf looks like that. I don't know if you can see that on the camera, but the leaves are fern-like and pinnately divided, and they clasp the stem at various junctures along it, sort of embracing the stem. As we move upward, we come to the flower head, which is instantly recognizable in the field. It consists of a disc fluorescence, which has the appearance of white to creamy white flowers, occasionally pink tinged depending on the amount of sun or whether or not they've hybridized with garden cultivars. The flowers themselves are of the family Asteraceae, and as we would expect, it contains the outer ray florets, 5 to 8 outer ray florets, each 4 to 5 millimeters, and 30 to 40 inner disc florets, each 2 to 3 millimeters. And that's very typical of the family Asteraceae. The Latin name Achilles millefolium is clearly derived from Achilles, who was thought to carry this plant in his medical, inverted commas, first aid kit. Millefolium, as I've explained, of course, comes from the pinnately form of the leaves, which are many divided. The plant itself has been used for a number of medicinal purposes, and if we just rub the leaf or the flower, you find it is a nice, sweet smelling, aromatic herb smell. The ecology of it's quite interesting. For example, cavity nesting birds such as the starlings are known to line their nests with the leaves and flowers of yarrow, likely because they have antiseptic properties and discourage the nesting of parasites in the bird's nest. So yarrow is quite an interesting plant, which is a grassland plant, and it grows between 8 and 65 centimetres in length, often recognised by the many branching stems. And that's a very brief field overview of the plant known as yarrow. So we're now going to look at the plant in more detail in terms of the flowers and the leaves and the overall structure of the plant.
As always, before you embark on your trek into the field, let us just recap on the features and characteristics which will enable you to identify and find it in the field, commencing with the flowers. As always, we provide a detailed slide for those of you who may wish to study the plant in more detail, and the slide may be stopped at any point if you wish to read further details on the plant. Yarrow is a member of the family Asteraceae, the Dasiy family. It
It is a perennial with spreading rhizomes, hence the patch-forming nature on disturbed ground. It grows to a height of 8 to 40 inches, has 4 to 9 filaries, and contains both ray and disc florets, giving an overall white to pink colour. As stated, the inflorescence consists of many white flowers, often tinged pink, clustered together in a flat-topped umbelliferous head. There are 5 to 8 female ray florets, 3-toothed, on the outside of the floret. The disc florets in the centre consist of 20 to 30 yellow tubes. There are 5 stamens joined into the tube, and it has 1 stigma, 2-lobed on a long style. The fruit is distinct with a single flattened black seed stroke nut without a parachute. Yarrow may be seen flowering throughout June to August-September. Yarrow is very similar to the confusion species sneezewort, but they can be readily separated due to the lanceolate undivided leaf which sneezewort possesses. Finally, let us let the plant and the flower speak for itself. The leaves of yarrow are fragrant when crushed. They are distinctly finely divided, spiralling up the stem, sometimes clasping. They are 5 to 20 centimetres long, fern-like, and bipinnately or tripinnately divided, and notably dark green. At first glance, they appear to be oblong or rectangular. Well folks, that concludes this episode on Yarrow. As always, thank you very much indeed for watching and following throughout the series. If you have liked and enjoyed this video or found it interesting or indeed educational, please like, share and subscribe to help this channel become a success and bring you more episodes in the series. As always folks, we leave you with the sentiments of Maggie, our international symbol of floral appreciation. Whatever the weather may be, get outdoors and enjoy it.